Mandatory document for all Spectalian personnel on Lunsk. Notice: this is an impromptu and unofficial guide made by initial reports. Any opinions stated here are not representative of the Jesset Empire. Our initial interactions with the new alien species on Lunsk, humans, have yielded unexpected results. Unlike us Spectalians who yield multi-purpose energy spears, these savage and barbaric humans wield a variety of loud tube-like weaponry. It is required for all Spectalians to be able to identify each type of tube, and what and how they attack. Thin tube held parallel to human arms. Our initial reports seem to indicate that this is an anti-personnel tube, designed to take out individual enemies at long ranges. It is very loud when used and doesn't emit any energy readings. It seems to fire a physical projectile, resistant of early Dragoon weaponry. Find a cover and stay behind it for a while, especially if there is a thin tube mounted on the already thin tube. Initial reports indicate that engagements have been made to, at most, 1,000 meters. Thin tube mounted low on ground. This also is an anti-personnel tube, but it is designed to take out many enemies at once. Find underground cover, as initial reports seem to indicate that these types of tubes can penetrate through many materials. The physical projectiles are much larger than the very thin tubes, usually held by humans. The sound is much louder and much more repetitive. There are also rumors that some of these tubes have explosive projectiles, so be wary. Bloated tube, usually mounted on human back, held parallel to human arms when armor is nearby. This is an anti-armor tube, designed to take out armored vehicles. There are two distinct sounds. One is the initial launching of another tube, then the sound of that tube hurtling towards the target. To be completely honest, there is nothing one can do except to pray it misses or is a dud. So far, no reports seem to indicate that they do. Thin, long tube usually mounted on human back, held parallel to human arms when aircraft is nearby. This is an anti-sky tube, designed to take down airborne threats. It is like the very bloated tube, except they are much thinner and faster. Again, to be completely honest, there is nothing one can do except pray. Our engineers for a while are trying to come up with countermeasures, but so far nothing has worked. Short, truncated disc found on ground. Don't step on it. Doing so will result in your death and a very loud singular noise. Tall, protruding tube mounted perpendicular on ground with cloth on top. So far we have no idea what this weapon does. However, it is almost always present at every human base, so our educated guess is that it is a last-ditch weapon. When assaulting a human base, take it out first so they can't use it. We will do more research on this tube later, when we have access to it. Mounted tube with another tube mounted perpendicular to it near the top. If the tube has another tube mounted perpendicular to it near the top, sometimes there is a curved man mounted on it. Again, we have no idea what this weapon does, but it seems to be present near or at sites of battle, or near buried human and or Spectalians' corpses. Our educated guess is that it is a notifying device that reports to the humans when an enemy is nearby, using the bodies in hopes that we won't interfere with it. Destroy on sight. Tube with decapitated Spectalian head mounted on top. If the tube has a detached Spectalian head mounted on the top of it, along with human writing on board, do not engage. It appears to be some sort of human ritual. Though barbaric, under galactic law, all non-threatening religious activity is prohibited from being destroyed. Stay clear away from it. As soon as we get more information, the data on these tubes will be updated, but so far, our observations are clear. If it is a tube, it is a weapon, and is dangerous. Kill all those with possession of tubes. They are combatants, no exceptions. To do. Submit the bottom part and the part about destroying crosses into evidence for Spectalian war crimes. Disregard everything else. Description: capture pamphlet recovered from a Spectalian corpse during the Vistala offensive. Similar pamphlets found on other bodies. Translator note: converted all Spectalian measurements to human ones.